there's a feeling that Ruben has to start winning games quickly. Now, obviously, for people like ourselves who don't think that's going to happen, it's more like, well, you're not just going to be able to click this into gear. So the writing's going to be on the wall. It's never going to click. But at the same time, as much as we're saying all of this, and I know it seems like an easy antidote to fix this, yeah, but games are there to be won, and it starts at Chelsea. Like if you're generally going to turn this around or steady the ship or stabilize or show something, you know, that game at home to Chelsea, you have to win. You have to win it. Not, yeah, it was a good performance, but you still lost. No, that's bullshit. You have to win. Then, what was it? Sunderland straight after that at home.
Brentford away.
For fuck's sake. You know, you got.
But again, I remember again, this time last year we were doing, for those that go, well, it's only 4 games. It's only 4 games this season. I remember the exact same thing last season where we were going, guys, we're only 5 points off top 4. I mean, how many points are we off top 4 at the moment? Out of curiosity,
it's not going to be a lot. We're only like 2 points behind City.
Exactly. We're 4 points, 4 points off top off Chelsea in 5th. So it'll be like,
so what if we beat Chelsea next?
It'll be beat Chelsea and we're a point behind, because that's what we were doing last season, wasn't it? I remember going, this isn't working out with Eric. We should make the change now. No, come on. We're only 5 points, 6 points off top 4. And it just went boom, 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 boom as time goes on. And it's 4 games in, but by the time the next international break comes up, which is after that game against Brentford, it starts to take, Sunderland. It starts to take a bit of a rough shape. You know what I mean? It starts to take a bit of a rough shape.
Also, Owen, we beat Chelsea. I think Arsenal playing City at the same time. You know, say City lose, then it's like we're back above City again. And then in these moments where it is kind of early, you go, well, you did get a massive win against Chelsea. It doesn't matter how you did it, but you just did. Penalty, Bruno, maybe the tight game, could have been 0-0, but free kick or so. You just did it. You got 3 points on the board. It changes things. Then you go Brentford. If you do win that, again, hallelujah. Back-to-back games, which we still haven't done.
Again, this is a bad thing when we're going like if this happens, if this happens, if this happens.
And every time we say it, never does. Never does.
But this is the other part. This is the other thing. We've never done it. We're still
never
looking.
works.
We're still looking for them to do something they haven't done, which is win back-to-back Premier League games.
First time for everything, Owen.
Again, I mean, I do kind of agree that it's not really the Chelsea one that will define him. Like if we lose against Chelsea at the weekend, he's not going to go. It's those next 2, isn't it? It's Brentford away, Sunderland at home. Like, can you get the back-to-back one? Out of curiosity, actually, in the chat, how many points do we think we'll get in the next 3 games for the next international break? That's Chelsea at home, Brentford away, Sunderland at home. Now, you would, by the evidence so far,
I think 4.
Ruben's always beat the newly promoted sides. So you would say maybe Sunderland at home, maybe we win that one, maybe.
I think you draw against Brentford and we lose against Chelsea.
I'll probably be there close with you.
But then these criminals, though, like KG did say that there is a thing like
if it's 3 out of that 9, is that good enough?
Of course
for him
not.
Would he keep his job with that?
Probably, yeah. I just think because Ineos, I just don't know when that strikes. I don't know what the remit is. I mean, Sir Jim saying that, or reportedly saying that he believes the team's good enough for Champions League. Well, that means you're saying I've given you the tools then, Ruben. So no excuses. So as we get
and again,
closer,
3 points out of those 3 games. What is that? It's a point per game still. Relegation
form.
It's relegation form.
If we get it. Someone said there, Chelsea says Chelsea haven't beaten us at home for 13 years, by the way, Flex. True. So statistically, this should be a game that we don't lose then. Maybe a draw at worst. Statistically. But guess what? We've been breaking every record possible. We've been breaking every single bad record you could have. Worst start ever, worst manager ever. You know, records about goals conceded, minus, can't win 2 games in a row, haven't won 2 games in a month since January. We're breaking every form of negative record. So would I be surprised that actually you add this in now? Chelsea get their first win at Old Trafford for the first time in 13 years. Because actually, let's be real. Let's be honest about this, yeah? The same way how I'm looking at City.
We never lost to a fourth decision. Spurs had to knock us out the
There you
Carabao
go.
Cup. Who gives
There
a
you
shit?
go.
So true.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
So
true.
I think
What does that
I don't
even
think
mean?
Z. Yeah, I don't think Z was saying it as in like, you know, I think he was meaning it sort of open ended as like, you know, and we've never lost them in 13 years. So what? I think Z probably meant it like that, as opposed to shut up, we're going to beat them because they haven't beat us in ages. But I look at this Chelsea team. If I just take our team out of it, I look at them and I do the City thing. Maybe not as bad, but I go, team probably not as good as they could be got at. Could get them. Don't get me wrong. Maresca didn't start 3 players who should have started. And as soon as they came on against Brentford, the level went up. But they still conceded. Brentford still had chances. If you're organised and you put them on it, like, you know, Fulham did well against them, Crystal Palace draw. You know, they haven't been great. They played against West Ham and destroyed them. You know, and they didn't deserve to beat Fulham. So you go, tell you what, them coming to us as well, crowds up, we get up for these big games. I think we could beat Chelsea. That's what I would say. But I did that with City. I did that with Arsenal. That was first game of the season where optimism's at its highest because we've had a decent pre-season. And we don't win. Chelsea defence ain't good, says he. 100%. Especially if man like Hato and that. But we've got to score. We've got to make stupid mistakes. We got to, you know, Caicedo and Palmer and flipping Enzo in midfield. We've got to try and get near them. Because if they click into gear, you ain't getting near Caicedo in how we play. Do you know what I mean?
And again, I think this is when it comes back to, let's just maybe your personality type or what have you, whereby some people, despite everything, they can, you know, still remain optimistic or still believe. Myself, I look at things a bit more empirically and go, right, based off this, what do I expect to happen? And like I said, that's why now I just don't really have time for, well, but now we'll go on a run. We'll go on a run now. But we haven't been on a run for 9 months. We haven't won back-to-back games ever under Ruben. But now we're going to do it. Like, and I know football's a funny thing, and sometimes that can happen. You can just snap into it. Maybe that's the hope that people are latching onto. But I just can't. I just can't see that. And also, I'm looking at the fixture list in general. Now, if there was a time where he was going to win back-to-back Prem games, it would probably, maybe not this Chelsea one, but Brentford away, Sunderland at home. That's probably like one of the best opportunities he's got to do it for a while, because like after that international break, first game out of the international break in October, Liverpool away, you go, oh. So, and thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead here, like say we go into that international break and it is 3 points out of 9 and we're having that discussion of, is that good enough relegation form? And you're like, well, do we make the decision? Don't we make the decision? Based on last year's kind of activity, which was not to make the decision. The first game against Liverpool, what happens if we get pumped there? Then decide, do they go, you know?
There'll be, yeah, I think there's some...
This next 3 games are so critical.
Of course.
Everything
they're
feels
so
like
critical,
it's on the line.
But there's also manners. So, like, if that City game came off the back of, like, some real bad ones just before it as well, and that was at the end of the run, it's kind of like they break them into runs. So because this is like first game out of the international break, you go, this is the beginning of this run. So you got the rest of it to fix that 3-0. If that had come at the end of this mini run, and it's like in a derby, it's one of those big statement games, they're the ones that finish you a lot of the time. You know, like that big loss to Liverpool, heavy defeat to Chelsea, last straw. You know, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it can be some of the lower teams when it's so bad. You know, when we got done by Watford 4-1, was it? That was Ollie's last game.
Yeah.
You look at what happened with West Ham. That was Eric's last game in a game we actually should have won by a clear margin.
Yeah.
You know, you can get those that are just too much, too insurmountable. But sometimes you get those that was too publicly embarrassing. Arsenal ran riot on us. Liverpool destroy, like our biggest rivals ever. You know, obviously the 7-1 happened, but 7-0 happened. But there's games that can really put the final nail in, and I don't know. I feel like obviously Chelsea, it's probably going to be too early, even if we lose. But if we did lose, say we lost that 3-0 at home, say we did. Like, do you think that could be like, Okay, that's
That's
the
the
big one that
manner.
we
It's
can't.
the manner of
The
every
manner,
defeat,
yeah, the
isn't it? It's the
manner.
manner of every defeat. I mentioned it at the time, actually, that Grimsby game. I said that it felt like that Grimsby one felt like Ten Hag's 7-0 against Anfield, whereby he wasn't going to get sacked the next day, but you never truly get back up from that one. And it felt like Eric Ten Hag after that 7-0 against Liverpool. Obviously, we then went on to finish third that season, won the FA Cup season after. But it always felt like that was a reference point to go back to, didn't it? It always felt like that was like it never really got better after that. It kind
No,
of stopped.
we just
And
have moments. Ahmad coming off the pitch on the pitch, scoring in the last minute.
yeah,
You know,
and
Kobe scoring. It's just moments, little
this
moments.
Grimsby game, this season, it felt like that was kind of, or maybe people might even go further back. They might go the Europa League final. That felt like it's kind of over. So I think like it was for Ollie, wasn't it? When Ollie lost Europa League final, and it was like he got a new contract after that. But everyone kind of thought,
how you
it's
gonna?
not really
Yeah.
it's not really the same.
When you've
now.
got more questions, I always say this, yeah. If you get to this, not even the end of a process, but into a process,